Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Usmana Parkwala. I study in level 1 at Rehan School, Kurangi campus. And today we have a very great and honorable guest whose name is Noor Haseeb. And today we try to know about him. So let's start our interview without any waste of time. Hi sir, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest on your YouTube channel or whatever the podcast you're running. It's an honor to communicate with you directly, and hopefully, your audience may learn something from my experience on YouTube as a podcaster.
Okay, good. Sir, first of all, I want to thank you that you come in my show and give me your valuable time.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Okay, so first of all, can you tell us a little about yourself and your journey into becoming an English instructor and podcaster?
Well, I started my YouTube channel. I started podcasting right when COVID happened. So the COVID was hitting in the entire world, and I was really bored. I was having a lot of ideas what to do with my free time. So I eventually decided, how about reaching out to people who I know in my locality, especially where I live. Gujar Khan, I started approaching professors, English teachers, and I pitched them with the idea that how about I ask you questions about your profession and about your teaching journey, and so which I did, and a lot of them actually shared their experiences and their techniques and some unique perspectives about learning English and developing English spoken skills. So the idea was to basically share their thoughts and combine all of those strategies and share with the audience, especially students who are in the development of their English spoken, so they can benefit not just from one teacher but different teachers at the same time from their home by watching the videos. And then I eventually started approaching people virtually, just like you did approach me today. I approached many international professors in UK, Australia, Canada, Brazil, across the Europe, and I interviewed them as well. I asked them to share their ideas and their perspectives on English learning. And most recently, I've started vlogging as well because I'm a skater. So I obviously, as a father, as a husband, as a citizen, I do travel across Pakistan. I live in Pakistan. I'm planning to shoot a lot of videos wherever I go on skate. So this is how it's going on right now. So it's, to be honest, it's been amazing so far.
Okay, good. So, which thing you most enjoyed in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, well, there are a lot of beautiful places. Since my childhood, I have been traveling with my family, and I have been married for 12 years now. So I have been traveling even after marriage, even more, to be honest. So after having a baby girl in my life for the past 11 years, I have traveled. I've taken her to places, different destinations, especially that are relevant to kids. So I do realize that I should share that journey as well on my YouTube in the form of the vlogging. And I'm in the middle of teaching my kid how to skate because I was a skater when I was a kid. So I thought that this would be an opportunity for my audience to see me at different places, and I should be able to share my perspectives and what I think about Pakistan and different places so that they can listen to me, watch me, and at the same time, I'm teaching my kid how to skate. So this is how it's going so far, and it's been so amazing, to be honest.
Very good. So, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel focused on English instruction and podcast?
You're talking about the inspiration.
Yes.
Well, inspiration was, I was an English instructor at one of the schools in Gujarat, IIUI, and some of my colleagues were chatting with me in the office, and they were talking about you have started this agenda that you will come to schools and teach people how to speak better instead of how to write better. And I became an English instructor for a period of 4 months before the session ended. But during that session, me and my colleagues were discussing how we can benefit a much larger audience of the Gujar Khan. So they gave me the idea, how about you just start a YouTube channel and share your techniques and ideas about spoken English and strategies on YouTube channel so that a large number of students can benefit from it. So I started doing that. If you go to my YouTube channel videos section, the first 15 or 20 videos you will find are specific to how to communicate better, how to develop confidence, how to start loving to speak English. And obviously, some of my videos are based on my experience in Dubai because I used to work as a CSR, and I learned how to speak in a polite manner, how to show courtesy when you are communicating with somebody. That training was called soft skills. I talked about in at least 40 videos of my YouTube channel, 30 to 40 videos. So this is how it's going, and podcast has been such an amazing experience for me because that way I could connect with so many folks like me who are motivated to share their skill sets with other people or whatever their experiences, their stories. Because obviously, when you ask them questions, they are able to communicate what hardships they have been going through, so they can help you ease through those difficulties when you are on the same path, right?
A good answer. And what are some of the most common challenges your students face when learning English, and how do you help them overcome these challenges?
Well, when it comes to spoken, or not just English, but any language, it comes down to communication. It comes down to stepping up and start speaking. So, just like you approached me today and you asked me that I would like to interview you, and I said that sure, how about doing it in English? So, same goes in your practical life. If somebody says that let's do something, some activity together, so the medium of communication, if it becomes English, whether it's wrong or right, doesn't matter. Obviously, your educational textbooks are completely in English. You are studying English on a daily basis, 24/7. You are thinking in English about your study, about your school, and why not you cannot start speaking English with your colleagues, with your friends. So it's all about making a decision that I have to speak English, I have to learn English. So once you do that, then you start coming up with strategies. If you have lack of confidence, you have different strategy to overcome that. In the beginning, you can, if you don't have anybody with you like friendly who can boost your confidence to keep speaking, you can start mirror practicing. Like you can stand in front of a mirror and look in the eye and start giving a speech, keeping eye contact. That will help you boost your confidence. At the end of the day, language is all about connecting with other people. If you cannot speak in that language with another human being, that means that you don't contain that language verbally. So find out people in your surrounding, whatever the tools you have. If you have a mobile phone, find out people on your, let's say, phone book, and call them and ask them how about chatting on a daily basis for 30 minutes a day, so that we can improve our communication skills. So the more you practice, the more you grow.
Amazing. So, can you share some of your most effective teaching techniques or strategies for learning English?
Well, one of the techniques that I have been using when I was a spoken English instructor in IIUI school, self writing. For example, you are thinking about spending the weekend doing some crazy activity like doing something fun. So, just thinking about that thought, how about pick up a paper and a pen and start writing about it? At least a page, whatever capacity you have in terms of vocabulary, write about it, and then find out somebody, give some friend a call, or find a family member in your house and ask them that sit with me and ask me questions about what I have written on the paper. So this technique is basically called self writing and then practicing. So once you have given another person a chance to ask you questions about that topic that you have written yourself, not with anybody's help, this initiate the process of spoken English within you. You normally think in Urdu language or whichever language you speak at home or in your country, but once you start developing this strategy of self writing and then finding a partner to practice the same topic in the form of spoken English, you start developing confidence, to be honest.
Very nice. So, what motivated you to start a podcast, and how has the experience been so far?
Well, podcast was something, as I mentioned in the beginning, that most of the interviewees of my YouTube channel were English professors. And then I actually ran out of them eventually because Bujirhan is a limited locality. You can only find so many English professors who are willing to come on the camera and share their strategies with other people. So I eventually figured out that there are individuals who have been abroad in English speaking countries who have spent, let's say, half a decade or a decade there, and they have come back to Pakistan. And I figured out that how about asking questions about their work, about their hobbies, about their passions. So I started interviewing them, like virtually, just like you did approach me today. It becomes like just part of the succession.
Okay. So, how do you decide on the topics and content for your podcast episodes?
Well, topic is based on the person. For example, if you were to interview Rehan, you would ask him questions about his motivation, about his goals, or what he does, or what he has done so far in his life. So just like you approached me today, you found out that I'm a YouTuber, and I interview people. I do monologue videos about English spoken strategies, and as well as I do vlogs. So find out what the person is doing and what he has done and what his goes.
Okay. So, how do you balance your time between teaching, podcasting, and creation YouTube content?
Well, it's not very hard because depending on the content that I have been uploading so far on the YouTube, it's not enough what I can or what I can manage to do. I can even do 5 times more or 10 times more.
My question is from you: what tools or resources do you use to produce your videos and podcasts?
Well, tools are for vlogging, tripod for the podcasts, and a mobile phone. I have an iPhone X. There are no special cameras or there are no spotlight for better lighting. But today, I think more sunshine than room light.
Okay, so sir, my question was from you: how do you keep your audience engaged and motivated to learn English through your content?
The most that I can do is upload more videos. Yes, I do add some background music sometimes to make the video more audible and more interesting and more catchy. Make sure that the lighting is good. Motivation comes from your subscription, your intention to watch the video. If you're not interested in my video or my content, you're not going to watch it, right? Most of my audience grew based on my one-on-one meetings with those students back in the school when I was instructing them or giving them English lessons, right? And that how it all started. And most of the audience are basically motivated to come on my channel because they know the guest. They want to listen to the guest who is being interviewed on my channel. So for example, right now you're interviewing me and you want somebody to watch the video, so you might want to share the video with somebody who knows me, right? At the same time who knows you. So this will help you grow your audience. So motivation is it's based on who can reach out to you because it's internet, right? If the person or the listener wants to learn or wants to get something from you, he'll watch your video. When it comes to internet these days, you should be able to market your video, you should be able to share it with your audience across all platforms so that they can know that you have uploaded a video today or uploaded a podcast today.
So, can you share a memorable interaction or feedback from a viewer or listener that had a significant impact on you?
You can depend on the feedback of the audience. At the same time, you should find your own creative ways to diversify your content in different forms. So right now you're interviewing me. If you want to do vlogs, if you want to do like monologues, you should do that.
Sir, lastly,
The
what
better you are.
message and advice?
This is my first ever interview in which I am a guest, not an interviewer. Okay, there is a positive message for your audience, and they can learn something from it. And if they want to ask me something, they can definitely reach out in the video's comment section.
Okay, sir, thanks so much. much for your valuable time and shared this insightful information with me and my audience.
Thank you, Usman. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.